Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the new HUDA Beauty Nude Palette. We're going to do a makeup tutorial for it today. I've already started. As you can see, the first color that I've put on at the moment is Play. And I hope you enjoy this tutorial today as much as I will. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to go all in with our color Play. Make sure to get it everywhere there. All the way up. Perfect. And then we're going to go in with our second color. And I think that second color is going to be Tickle. So that's this color right here. So I think we're going to go in with Tickle. And this one will be our transition color. Super wonderful. I love this palette already. Make sure not to color in your lightest color that's at the top, or else it won't be a transition shade anymore. But if you end up doing that, don't be scared to go back into your lightest color and just get back in there with it. Just like that, so easy. And then just go back again with your other darker color and just blend and blend. Awesome. Now that we've got that color done, we're going to switch to a crease brush. So I've got my little e.l.f. crease brush here, and I think we're going to go into Spanked. That's this color right here. I think it's super cute. It's like a darker kind of version of Tickle. And it's like not a berry one, but it's like, you know, it's got like a berry tinge, I guess, to it. We're going to go in there, just get straight into that crease. Don't be afraid to darken that crease up, because that's what you want people to see, is that depth in your eye. Kind of create the illusion that you've got some depth to your eye. This is a super wonderful color. I'm actually really living for this color. I think it's very, very beautiful in terms of the darkness of it and how well this entire palette just blends together. It's wonderful. I'm gonna go back in with my other colors, just because that's how I am. I'm a perfectionist in this. It's like a big issue for me if they're not right. So we're gonna go back in again for the 50th time, just to really soften up those edges and give it more of a pinky color. Here we go. So far, so good. I think it's really getting there with its color. So now that we've gotten, actually, before I begin with my next part, let's just get right in there. There we go, right in there. Perfect. Now that we've gotten to our now most crucial part, which is doing your lid. So we're gonna get right into there. Not everybody needs to do this part. I know lots of people that don't do it. It's just to kind of give more of a clean look to the eye makeup. And, you know, whatever works, works. If you don't like the way it works, then it's not a problem to not do it. But I like to use my Kat Von D concealer in L1 Neutral. And I like to just grab a bunch of that and then stick that right onto my lid. And just kind of play with it a little, but because it's matte, you have a little, you know, you have very little playtime with that. And then kind of blink up and back down to get a clean crease. You can go as far from the eye. It's really good for when you're packing on sparkles. I may have to get a different brush for that. But so far you see how it kind of changes the eye and its color. Let's see, where's my, here we go. So as you can see here, how it kind of like changes that idea of it. It kind of cleans everything up a little. And then we're gonna dunk right into Daydream, I think. Super pretty pink color. I'm obsessed with it. And we're gonna, oh wow. Oh, it's so beautiful. So pigmented. We're just gonna go right along there. Now, when you're gonna be putting on any type of pigment or sparkle onto the eyelid while you're doing this, just make sure that you aren't wiping like you would with eyeshadow. You're going to be kind of patting it on there. And you know, you can also use your finger. I'm just about to do that. You know, use your fingers, you just kind of get right in there. Super wonderful. I love it so much. See, look at that. Look at that color. That's a little bit different, but look at that color. Super wonderful. I love it so much. This is a really pretty color. So now that we've gotten that one done, super pretty, super cute. Of course, you have to go ahead and do a darker part of it, but we're gonna open up the next eye first. So we're gonna take our color again, go right in there and pat it down. Now this kind of gives the illusion of like bigger eyes, you know, gives it kind of like a dull look. Makes you look like you have more space for your eyes, which is super wonderful if you're doing something dramatic or just everyday. For myself, this is an everyday look. Of course, that's not for everybody, which is understandable. It can be pretty bold and super crazy, but I'm in love with it. I love the idea of just an insane amount of color on the lid. Super cute. We've gotten all that done. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go right into our Daydream again. Just pat nicely. Just a nice pat. Make sure it's just a little bit more dry than wet, because if it's too wet, then it won't stick and it'll clump. But this is good for when you want to also put on different colors with it. Like let's say I wanted to put a yellow in there too or something. It works super well for things like that. And if you've already bought the Huda Beauty new nude palette, you've probably recognized that there is a color in there called Concealed. And that color, and specifically, is not a color. It's actually a concealer, because a lot of makeup artists, instead of using a usual eyeshadow primer, they'll use a concealer in order to kind of give that more colorful look. Wonderful. Now we're gonna go back in with our darker color, because that's what's gonna make it kind of pop, is when you start kind of digging right in there and then getting right back into the color. Just super nicely. I love it. Super beautiful. I'm just gonna go right in there. Now, not too much, but you kind of want to make it a little darker than usual, just to kind of hide those sharp lines you created when you had to do your concealer. And if anything, you could probably go in there with your fingers and just make it a little more interesting. And then if you feel like maybe put too much of that, and go back in with your eyeshadows, you know, make it wonderful, make it pretty, make it, you know, fabulous. Now, because I am just super crazy, we're gonna go again back into play for the millionth time, just to kind of lighten up the edges, because I'm recognizing a little bit on this side, it's a little different. So we're just gonna go back in there and just fix that a bit. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Now that we've got into there and all that's done, we're gonna go into one of my favorite parts. We're gonna go into our waterline. Love it so much. So in order to go into your waterline, you have to make sure that you're comfortable with your waterline being touched. It's very hard for some people. So obviously it's not everybody's cup of tea. So for this part, I like to kind of open my eye for this and just go right in there. This is my Inglot White in gel liner. I love it so much. It's super like durable, and it's so smooth to put on. It's super like, and it's very pigmented. You don't even, and it's like an insane amount of like such a good price for what you pay for in order to get this. So I totally recommend this this brand 100%. All right, there's one eye done. I go to the next one, open it up a bit, and then just go right in there. Once you get used to it, your eyes won't water anymore. It's sometimes a hard thing to get used to, which is understandable. Someone's poking your eye. It's funny though, all of the years that I've done doing makeup, I still, you know, I'm very, very blind. I cannot see anything. It's so hard for me to actually look at things. Like, I have really bad eyesight. And it's crazy because I'm still able to like do my eye makeup and stuff. And it's crazy because I can't put in contacts. I find it so hard to put in eye contacts, but yet I still am able to like poke my eye a million times and be okay with it. Super weird, super crazy. So now that I've gotten the white in there, usually I set it with a white eyeshadow, But today I think we're all right. It's very hard. It dries and it's very hard on your bottom lashes when it dries. So you have to be a little bit careful when you put them on your lashes because then it might make it might dry a little unusual. So be careful of that. Now we're gonna go in with Love Bite in the darkest colors here. I love it. It's super cute too. And we're just gonna go straight underneath the eye. Right there. Wonderful, wonderful. And personally, I load up my brush on the bottom just to make my bottom kind of stand out a little bit more on my eye. So I put quite a bit underneath my eye. That's just my personal preference. Obviously, not everybody's cup of tea. Perfect. Now, if you feel like it's a little weird, it's a little chunky, it's super not your favorite thing, you can totally go back and just, with a thicker brush, you can totally go back and wipe underneath just a little like this, just blend a bit more, just to kind of soften those edges up. I kind of like my edges on the bottom, but for some people, they don't really like that kind of hard edge, which is understandable. There we go. Perfect. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go in with our inner highlight. So personally, I like to use my own highlighters for my inner highlight, but you know what? Actually, we will do that today. So for my highlight, this is my favorite highlight. Always use it in order to be blinding. This is my High Beam by Benefit. I love it. I put it on all the time. It's the best thing of my life. So we're just going to go in there, and I like a lot of highlights. So here we go. I'm going to light that up real good. And then as soon as you've lit that up, this is my favorite color ever. This is by MAC, and this is the Soft and Gentle. It's super popular right now. It's one of their top selling highlighters. And we're just gonna go right in there and just light it up a bit, make it lit. It's working really well. I like to kind of use my finger just to get that maximum color. As you can see, there's the color. It's really nice. I really love it. The first time I ever got Soft and Gentle was when I was first getting into makeup. And I walked into a MAC store and I saw all these girls wearing the same highlighter. And I was like, oh my God, what highlighter is that? And I remember her saying it was Soft and Gentle. And at first I didn't, I was just like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, whatever. And then I was looking at Lightscapade, the highlighter in MAC. And, they helped me out a little bit with that. And I was planning on buying Lightscapade. So one of the girls grabbed the color. It was whatever, And then as soon as I got to the car with my mother, I love to just kind of stare. I like to just kind of open my stuff and just stare at it, my makeup. So I went to open it, expecting, ooh, it's so pretty kind of moment. And the girl actually put in Soft and Gentle. And I was so upset because all I wanted was the Lightscapade, because the Lightscapade is so white and I'm literally translucent. And so I was, you know, so expecting that. And then she gave me the Soft and Gentle instead, and I paid for that one. And I was like, what? My mom's like, well, do you want to go back? I'm like, well, no, I guess I could just kind of, you know, I'll be okay. So that's how that went. So as you can see, there's the inner corner highlight, Soft and Gentle, not Lightscapade. And now we're gonna go back in with an eyeliner. I like massive wings. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty crazy about my wings. Unfortunately, I don't think I have my Q-tips. So give me a moment. I'm actually just gonna grab my Q-tips. Here we go. So that's my unfortunate thing. My room is a mess. I apologize. So we're gonna go back in. I like to use Q-tips because not everybody's perfect with eyeliner, but I make massive wings on my eyes, which is unfortunate, but fortunate because I love them. So we're just gonna close that a bit, and we're gonna go in with eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner. Totally forgot to show you guys. This is my Lise Wattier one. This is called Encore Noir. It's black eyeliner, kind of nice. I really like the packaging. I don't think I've ever liked an eyeliner so much. This is the only black one I ever buy. So anyways, we're gonna go in. I'm gonna show you how to make a great wing. Hopefully it works out, but we'll see. And obviously it depends on the eyes, so don't ever get discouraged when you can't do eyeliner because it takes years of practice. It truly does. So we're gonna go in. I like to start with my wing. There we go. Super big, I told you. And then you bring it all the way back. Just a big damn line. And just go in there again. As you can see, it's working out quite well. That worked out wonderfully. So as you can see, I'm very big on my eyeliner. I'm very obsessed with massive liner. I think it's just been a thing. It's just kind of my own style that I just really love, specific types of like massive types of wings. And how, where's my water here? Actually, we'll just use this. And how it kind of like dramatizes the eye a lot. So I apologize if it seems way too big for you, but of course you can make it smaller. And I just kind of like to clean up the edges a little bit and definitely make that wing sharper. So we're gonna go right in there and just make her, you know, the strongest woman she's ever been. Now that we've gotten to that part and gotten to the first wing, we're gonna do the second wing now. This is always the scary one. Once again, make sure that you're not scared of it because it can sense your fear totally. And we're gonna go right in there. We're gonna make sure that it's gonna get to the right place, which I think I got it. Perfect. Now, when doing your wings, a lot of people go down because they're afraid of it. Always go up from right here at the end of your eyelid and go up. Don't go down, don't go sideways. This is how it goes. This is what you get for a nice wing. As you can see, I've started my imprint like usual. Gonna get right in there again. It's getting there. It's getting there. We're doing a good job so far. That's good. That's good news. Unfortunately, it's always one of them. So we're getting there again. We're getting close. So far, it's a wing. That's good. You know, at least she's not a squiggly line. She's a whole wing. Wonderful. It's really getting there. So far, so good. I don't see many issues with it, but this is mainly how it would go. I see that there's a little bit of a difference, which is unfortunate. But if you come across that issue, make sure to fix her. Now, of course, I see that there's an issue. I don't even want to show you the issue so far because it's a little bit embarrassing. But once again, go in, make sure it's still wet. Don't panic and make sure it's still wet because if it's still wet, then you can grab it easier. If not, then I don't know what you're doing. Let's see. Takes a lot of concentration to do liner. It truly does. But so far, so good. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing her. She's really working, which is amazing. I'm happy about that. Now, we're going to just go in again. All right, wonderful. So now that we've gotten mainly the wings done, we're gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna backtrack and just thin her out. She's a little bit different. So we're gonna fix her. Right. So make sure that you always know where your wing is coming from. This one's coming here. Therefore, this one should be right here. Perfect. Wonderful. So now that you've got your liner done, of course, she's a little bit different. Don't fret about your eyeliner too much. I just make massive wings. That's my issue, not your issue. Don't worry about it. So Now we're gonna go in with our lash curler, duh. What else are we gonna be doing today? Hello. So go in with your lash curler. Just gonna make sure she's all right. She's fine. She's fine. We're fine. We're okay. She's okay. If not, I'll fix her later. Now, go in with your lash curler like usual. 1, 2, 3, 4. So lots of people, instead of using the lash curler for its usual use, they may do it a little bit more different. But I'm gonna show you a trick right now that the way that you're supposed to color your lashes, you get right by that root and you just pump. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, even more, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you move up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there you go. You've got your curled lashes. I don't know if you can see them, but they're curled. We're gonna go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And now I'm just kind of recognizing, my apologies for this disgusting manner, but this is my own makeup. Therefore, I don't care. Perfect. Now that I've gotten that one done, that was a little bit different. So there we go. I think that we've gotten that. We're just gonna go right in there. Ooh, perfect. I think that we've gotten the wing perfected. Yes, we do. Ha! All right. So like I said before, this is an amazing way to actually fix it. Do not fix it like this on clients. Do not do that. I actually had, when I was in an interest course in high school for makeup, I actually had somebody do that to me. They actually took their spit and fixed my eyeliner and it was shook. Give me just a moment. I've forgotten my mascara. Of course, it's in the washroom. Lit. So now that we've gotten to the mascara part, I don't really have too much of an issue with my mascara. It's never been a problem. This is my Maybelline Lash Sensational. Pretty cool, pretty lit. I don't have too much opinions on mascara as much, but that's just because I put on lashes with it. Wonderful. There's one. And now we're just gonna go into our second eye. Oh yeah. Get right in there. Make her dark. Perfect. I've gotten to that part. And now we're gonna make sure that we get our bottom lashes. Gonna get back in there with my mascara. Just do a little bit more. You don't have to coat them crazy, but it's good to coat them. just to give a little more intensity to the eye. Perfect. Make sure to get your little tiny parts here. It's a little hard to get there. Now, we've gotten to our mascara. Super done, super finished with that. And now we're gonna be doing the foundation. I don't start my fake lashes until I've finished the rest of my face. So we're gonna go in with my Revlon Photo Ready Perfecting Primer. And I've got to open it. Let's figure this out now. Okay, we're gonna be here for a while. How did I open this before? What if I do this? That doesn't help at all. All right, that's wonderful. Oh, I got it from the bottom. Perfect. Never mind. Here we go. Perfect. Now that that's opened, let's start. So I just kind of like to, let's just make sure that it's ready. There we go. I just like to kind of coat my face with it, make it super wonderful, make it chill. There we go. Super great, I know. And then just use your hands like a normal person. Use your hands and just wipe it all in there. Careful of your liner. Make sure to just get right to the liner's edge. Right to there. As you see, it's a little bit messy there, but right to her edge, you know? Make her edgy. Down the neck is okay too. Anywhere that you feel needs primer. There we go, perfect. So, now that we've gotten that part done, we're gonna go to, I use two different types of foundations, and I start with my first one, which is MAC Face and Body. I love this one, super lightweight, it's my favorite thing ever. And I just like to squirt it right there. It's not my color, unfortunately. They don't really carry my shade, which is unfortunate, but this is good enough because it's not going to be my first color. So now that I'm just kind of massaging it into the face, you know, almost like it's a cream. And as you see, it is not at all my color, but it is the lightest one I could find. So as you see, it's a very warm tone of one. Make sure to get down the neck. Just massage the hell out of that into your face. And make sure to get under the eyes, just gently around the wings, you know the drill. You know, make sure that those wings are okay. You're not gonna hurt your children, you know, your baby wings, you know. You'll protect them with your life. Make sure that you've gotten all those crevices and all that. It's not super weird. Even the ears, if you feel like it. Perfect. Now that I've gotten to that part, as you see, it's totally not my color, but that's not gonna stop me from using. Oh, it's gonna stop me from doing this though. Here, give me a moment. It's gonna stop me from, you know, fixing my wing. Oh, she's different. You know, we won't worry about her for now. So now we're gonna go straight into, we're gonna wet my beauty blender first, make her a little bit moist, you know. And we're gonna go into my Fenty Beauty foundation. This color is 100. Of course, keep it 100, guys. Now, we're gonna get in there. Oh boy, we may be out of her. Oh, all right, that's okay. Girl, you're gonna leave me in this video? All right, that's okay. I respect that. Luckily, I do have a replacement. So we're gonna get her. We're gonna welcome her to the family. This is a new one. Welcome her to the family. She's here. She's ready to do some makeup. Now, we're back. And we're here to just, oh, okay. Well, that's fine too, I guess. Here we go. And we're gonna make sure it's all over the face. Just lather her on there. Like, love it. And I guess we can say goodbye to her anyways. So we're just gonna blend the hell out of this now. Make sure to cake the hell out of your face with this. It's wonderful. Just cake it on. Just so I can look like Casper finally. You know? You know, I always want to say to my parents, you know, like, Mom, you know, when I finish college, I want to be Casper. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do, you know, with this foundation. I love it. I love how pale I am. I'm just entirely so pale that if I went onto the beach, I'd probably blind somebody. Because I'm just way too pale. But what I really love about the Fenty Beauty line, though, is that they actually have everyone's color. Well, of course, I can't say that, but I can say the majority of the minority, which is wonderful. You know, it's funny because when I first started makeup, usually a lighter skin like me has a cool tone skin tone, right? Well, it was funny because when I tried the cool tone skin tones, you know, that's all I would buy. And I was like, yeah, totally, I'm a cool tone. And then only recently, once I bought the Fenty Beauty 100 in neutral, I realized that I was a neutral tone color, which is so funny. But a lot of people don't know their own undertone. And that's what gives them a hard time trying to do their do a color match on themselves. So it's so good to be educated in things like undertones in order for you to pick out your own foundation. But at the moment in my own school, it's super hard for people to figure out my own undertone because, you know, I'm so white, so they go for the palest one, the palest foundation. But the palest foundation is a cool tone, and then when they put it on, it's pink, and they're like, what happened? And you're not supposed to help them, right? So my teacher would go over and be like, what did you do to Kaya? What happened? And they said, well, I put on the lightest one because, you know, she's so fair. And it wasn't the right one, right? Because it's a cool tone, not a neutral. So it's very hard for a lot of people to figure it out. Even beauty school students. It's hard. So anyways, now that I finished the foundation, which took forever, we're gonna go into, I don't wanna show you how ratchet this palette is. You just saw a little bit, but here it is, my ratchet palette. This is my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. We're gonna go straight in there and just begin with our contour line. And all the way here. And we're gonna rub some more dirt on the face. We're gonna go by the jawline. That was a little bit higher than expected. And then we're gonna use a smaller one. I almost dipped it in the eyeshadow. And we're gonna go in with this lighter, smaller brush right in the nose area, right there. Look at me, I rubbed dirt on my face. So wonderful, isn't it? Imagine seeing your neighbor just walk out like this. How you doing? This is like, you know, going straight into high school, first day in high school, and you're so excited. You just want to see your crush, and then you put on all this makeup, and everyone's like, what happened to your face? And you're like, it's makeup. So now that we blend, make sure to go underneath the nose as well. Don't just go on top of the nose. Just makes it look very unnatural. Makes it look a little bit weird. And we're gonna get right in there. Make sure to get under here because I always forget to go under there and then it really messes up my makeup. Like I've gone to work that way and it's been horrid. Nobody said anything because they weren't able to tell, but you know, as soon as I lift up my head and stuff, it's like, oh my God, what happened? So now that I've gotten to that part, super awesome. Now I'm kind of like contoured a little bit, you know, just a little. We're gonna go into my highlighting part. Highlighting part's my favorite part. I love doing it. So here we go. I'm almost on this palette too, my God. So make sure to, especially with this Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, a little bit goes a really long way. So be very, very cautious about that. It doesn't take a lot to really mess up everything. And get in there by the cheekbone like usual. Wonderful, super great. Now we're gonna go back in with our moist beauty blender and just blend the hell out of her. Make sure to do a more stippling motion if you're, you know, trying to drag the brush or drag the blender. You will 100% mess up. Because if you end up dragging it, then you pull off the rest of the makeup. And that's what a lot of people have a problem with. So make sure not to drag your brush or your blender if you're, you know, doing cream contours and things like that. Something that can disrupt, my apologies, disrupt the other layers of makeup. Wonderful. Super great. You know what's super funny though is that this isn't, you know, even half of it. We're actually going to go into my baking powder in just a moment. because I just recognized that I forgot my bronzer because duh, I'm just that way. I'm forgettable. So I will be back in a moment. Of course, once again, here we go. Back with the bronzer. So now that we've finished that part, we're gonna go right into my baking powder. I'm so excited to do this. Also, as you can see, she's different on this side. It's fine, just don't even bother her. So I'm gonna go right into this Huda Beauty one. Of course, my favorite thing ever, once again, sugar cookie. And we're gonna bake this face. We're gonna bake her real good. So we're gonna start by going right up the nose. Make sure not to be too close because when you brush it off, it's gonna look a little weird. And then we're gonna make sure to get like right into those crevices, you know? Get right in there. Because some people, especially me, I have very dry skin because of my Accutane. So it's insane for me to actually be like putting something like this on my face. Because it's very hard, right? It's super hard because, you know, you don't really want that type of like dryness. It looks dry on your face. So I'm very careful. Not really, I'm not that careful. Make sure to get that chin, you know, get your forehead. I only kind of like to do it in the spots where you would do your usual highlight areas. Just because that's kind of where you want it to get lighter and things like that, you know? That's where you're baking, you know? The setting and... So now that I look like, you know, I don't know how to do makeup, we're gonna start doing our contour, our second phase. I like to call it our second phase contour. That's what I like to call it. Ooh, honey, okay. Okay, Honey, you just not gonna close? What's going on? There we go. That took long enough. Okay. Now we're gonna go into my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Also, I don't want to show this one to you because she's also very ratchet. So we're gonna go in with our dark colors. And just beat that face, you know? Just get right in there. Now, a lot of people, what they do is they go right in there, like right to this part of the cheek. Just be careful because, you know, lots of people that do this already have blessed cheekbones. And if they don't, then they end up, you know, overdoing it or things like that. So you have to be a little careful and kind of recognize your own facial structure before doing any type of contour. Because not everybody's has the same, you know, face for the right contour, right? Some people have a very small, you know, forehead, so they don't have to do contour up there. Or, you know, I have like a very flattering jawline, so I have to be careful, you know, because if not, then it just looks like a dark line just on my, you know, on my neck. And it's like, what is that? And I'm like, well, I don't know, it's contour. So just be careful, you know, watch what you're blessed with. So now that I really my face and made it like pretty lit right now, she's looking good. You know, she's good on one side, she's good on the other. It's looking pretty great. I'm really loving this. But that's not where the fun ends, unfortunately. Huh. I still have to contour my nose. So when you nose contour, not everybody contours their nose, and there's a reason behind that, especially in things like runways. They don't contour the nose because you always have lines when you do a contour. You always have lines on that nose. So when you move to the side, it shows that. But that sucks because I'm super fake and I love that. So make sure just follow the same lines you did. Don't worry if you know, see that powder falling off. That's kind of a good thing. it means that you're like on the right track to success kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. No, I don't take it off just yet. I actually then start with my bronzer. So we're gonna start with the bronzer. So I just recently bought this Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer because my Marcel one broke, which I'm very upset about, and I can't get it until next summer. So that's super sad. So this is my new Anastasia Beverly Hills one. This is my powder bronzer, and it's called Cappuccino. Obviously, it's super dark, but I love it. I'm like a really, really light person, and I just bronze me up, honey. Just give me that bronzer. So I like to just kind of get in there. Make sure there's not too much. I made the mistake of buying a really dark bronzer, but you know, we're still gonna live. We're gonna make it. It'll be fine. I'm not returning it by any means, you know. So now that I've really bronzed her up, like don't go too hard on it, especially at this one, because I went really hard on my own bronzer, my Marcel one, and the reason being is because it's very it's not as pigmented, it's not as like insane because it's for natural looks, right? And obviously I beat the hell out of my face and look like a doll at the end of everything, which I'm fine with, you know. Give me those streaks, you know. Give me those streaks. I want those streaks on my face. Okay. Now that we've done that, we're going to bronze up the nose. Not a lot of people do this. It's just because that's just how I am. I bronze because I just feel like it doesn't match if not, you know? It just doesn't match everything. As you see now, I look like insane. I look pretty crazy. Might as well just go out like this, you know? So obviously this is super crazy. So we're just going to go back with our powder brush and lighten everything. Now, if you feel like your contour is way too dark, you always have your powder brush by your side. Always, always, always. Because then you can just wipe it and just lighten it up. And that's a really common thing that people will do. I do it sometimes too, especially with my nose, because I know I can go crazy on my nose. But at the moment, you can see what the difference is with that. Isn't that insane? The contour, everything. Super wonderful. Just gonna make sure that they're in the right order. You know, it's orderly. She doesn't look like like she's gonna beat you up. Just my face should look like that, you know? You gotta have that contour line. It's funny, because when I first started makeup, when I was younger, you know, really harsh contour lines like this was not a good thing. It was like super gross. It was like, what's wrong with you? Why'd you do your makeup that way? And then as soon as you just kind of get into that and you know, like when makeup artistry, when I got really into makeup artistry, people actually ended up like that was the thing, was to do heavy contour, and I love it so much. Like, as you can see right here how the difference is. This is why they don't do photo shoots with contour on the nose like this, because this is what happens, which I love. I'm too fake to care, unfortunately. Makeup has taken a toll. Now that we finished, you know, that part, we're gonna start doing the eyebrows. Oh no, my palette's already dirty. Well, anyways, we're gonna start doing the eyebrows. Unfortunately, I cannot wax on Accutane. Therefore, I have some very bushy eyebrows, which is very tragic. And I apologize for any disgusting, you know, look that my eyebrows will become. So, as you saw, I groomed them a little bit just to put them back into place. And now I'm gonna go ahead and just start my eyebrow. Now, both of my eyebrows are very different. One of them goes up and has a very nice arch to it, and the other one just kind of sits back, and she's like, how you doing? So we gotta be careful of her a little bit. I gotta be gentle with her. So we're gonna get right in there and just darken that up, because I have no eyebrows by any means. This is why, you know, when people ask what's wrong, I'm like, oh, there's nothing wrong. I just don't have eyebrows. I can't express anything, you know? It's the sad part about being very, very light, is that you just don't have eyebrows. But drawing them in is super fun. Look at that. That's pretty nice. It's an all right eyebrow. She's all right. She's okay. It's doing well. Now we're just gonna darken this part a little bit more. And there we go. We have one eyebrow. One, just one. Now, a lot of people have an issue with this part, and I just want to show you a little trick. I'm not going to do it on myself because I like how fake this looks right now, but a lot of people have issues with their eyebrows concerning you know, how much product you put in it, because if you put in too much, then, you know, you've ruined it. You know what I mean? So the whole thing behind that is actually, if you ever find yourself putting in way too much eyebrow product, take your spoolie. This is a spoolie, by the way. This is a spoolie. Take your spoolie and go across, like, away from the hairs so that the product comes out. That's how it works. And then you'll be able to just kind of, you know, guesstimate how much product you'll need in it. And that helps with it. As you can see the difference between this eyebrow and this eyebrow, it's a little bit different, eh? So we're gonna go right in there again. Ooh, yeah. And then just, ooh, go up in there. Just thicken it up. Yeah. How you doing? Eyebrows are great. I love doing them. And if it wasn't so much of a wuss, I totally would cut, like I would shave like these parts of my eyebrows off so that I could just do whatever I wanted with them. But I'm just so much of a wuss, I just couldn't do it. And eyebrows grow back very slowly, I've heard. So I don't know how I would feel too much about that, especially if you know, wanted to do a no makeup look or something like that. And your eyebrows would always look fake, I feel. I could be wrong. I don't think I've had too much experience in that, so. But I feel like I'd have to be a pro at doing my eyebrows in order to actually wax my brows and be like, hey, how's it going? You know, make it kind of natural. Okay, now that I've done my eyebrows, which are, you know, they're actually nicer than expected, we're gonna start doing the highlight. So for the highlight, of course, don't be dumb. You know how it goes. You know how she is. Now, it really depends on the person, though, in terms of highlight and where you want your highlight. I will never, ever give a client highlight literally on the bridge of the nose like that. I will never do that because I just feel like it looks a little unusual. I don't like the way that it looks. I think it's of course it's your own preference. That's like my own thing from that. So this is how I usually do my highlighter, obviously. And just back. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go right into that brow bone right there. It's really hard to do sometimes, but you get used to it. It's like a skill thing, you know? Now that I've done that, then I go back in with a powder and I just get right in there and just make it blinding. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of brow highlight because my eyebrows are very, very bad at the moment. I can't get them done, you know. So I don't really have any like actual space. Like there's still hair there. So it's a little hard to do that. But as you see, there's a little bit of a highlight. You'll see more shimmer when I get to the rest of it. So now that I finished that part of the eyebrow, we go to the next eyebrow. So next eyebrow, get right in there again, you know, wipe it right in there. And then back with your highlight and just wipe it right there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, this is one of my favorite parts to do. So, of course, you got your Cupid's bow. Oh yeah, totally. When I do my Cupid's bow, I like to use my finger to put on the highlight. And just light her up so nice. All right, perfect. Now, we're actually gonna do, this is not gonna be my favorite part. I actually don't like this part, but we're gonna go right where your brow bone is, and we're just gonna drag it along the top of the eyebrow. Give it almost like a weird outline effect. There we go, perfect. Give it that kind of weird outline effect. And then go back in with your eyeshadow, or not eyeshadow, your highlighter. Just be like, hey, how's it going? Some highlight on me. Make her nice. You know, just go in there again. Perfect. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna go back in with your other one. And just go above the brow once again. Make a weird outline. Choose a different outline. And just maybe pat it down a little. Don't make it too obvious. And then highlight that part. Perfect. Doesn't matter, you can always go back later on to do the rest of your eyebrow after it's kind of messed up a little. So don't ever worry about that. Now that we've finished that, we're gonna go right in with the actual nose highlight. So when you do the nose highlight, this is how I do my nose highlight. Other MUAs might do the entire nose. I like to just kind of keep it in a small place, because then it brings out your actual nose, you know? So this is the one part of the nose that I like to do a lot. So this is just the very top of your nose. This is just like the very, you know, a little bit below the ending of your brows, or the beginning, and just highlight that part. See? Look at how glowing that is. Wonderful, right? Now that we've gotten to that part, then we're gonna do just the tip of the nose now. So we're gonna go right here, right there. Make sure just to put a little bit, don't put too much. See, look at that, just a dot, just a dot. And then go in there and just poke it a few times, just poke it, like, hey, you live, you know, kind of look. You can even use your fingers. I like to do that too, and just kind of wipe it on there like that. Wonderful. Now, of course, this is everybody's favorite part of their highlighter. My favorite part especially. But here it is. So now that we finished that part of the highlight, this is my crucial one. This is like my best thing of life. So we're gonna highlight the cheekbone, of course. Where else would we be doing that? Don't be crazy. Okay, now that I've gotten that kind of part on there, we're gonna just use our fingers to blend it all. Super not hard, really easy, you know, the usual. Blend it in. Perfect. Now, because it's still a little bit wet, you can go back in and just, yes, Go back in and just make it blinding. Look at that. Perfect. That's a perfect highlight right there. Wonderful. Now back in with your other fingers. Just dab a little. Super nice. Just dabbed it. You know, looks good, looks cute until you go like this. And then you're like, oh my God, look at her. Holy, peep that highlight, honey. Look how wonderful that is. Ooh. See? Super incredible. Think about all that light that you just snatched from the sky, you know? Like, look at that. You got some high cheekbones now, you know? Now, I like to kind of go back a little and just kind of trace back. Put a little bit more bronzer up there, you know? Just because she's snatched the light doesn't mean that she doesn't have the shade, you know? Make sure to get in there where your, you know, where your hair parting is and things like that. You don't want to make her look different. Wonderful. Now that we have all that finished, we're gonna go back again because this is all about backtracking, making sure everything's perfect. You're gonna go back and just kind of fix up your eyebrows a little because sometimes that highlight kind of messes it up. Carve it out a little more, you know, make it wonderful, make it cute. You know, she's there, she's here to party, you know, she's there to stay. Give you some expression in your face. Perfect. Now that we finished the eyebrows and all that stuff, we're gonna do the lipstick. Now, obviously, this part is really crucial and like super, not a lot of people like to do their lipstick this way. But because I have small lips, I love to overline my lips. That's just me. So I'm gonna go in with Senegence. This is Lip Sense. I used to sell this brand actually a while back, and so this way I have like quite a few of them still. I still love the brand. I love it so much. The only reason I had to stop is because I couldn't like find, you know, people that really want to buy it that much because it's expensive, right? So this is Senegence. This is the color in Bella, my favorite color ever. I love it so much. And we're gonna go in this color, and the way that I do this is that because this is really quick to dry, I make sure that I do it perfectly the first time. So make sure that you've got primed lips. Unfortunately, mine are very cracked and ugly, but I can't help that at the moment. And we're gonna go in. So there's the bottom part already. As you saw, I did thicken the lip just a little. That's just how I am. You don't have to do it. I do it because I don't have big lips, but here we go. As you see, I have overlined my lips quite a bit. My lips kind of start around here, and I've overlined it. Just because that's how I work it. I don't have big lips, like I said before. So I do put on quite a bit up top to, you know, show like, oh, hey, I am faking it. Make sure to thicken it. If you're going to do this, make sure you thicken it on all sides. Make sure you thicken it all the way from the top part up here and thicken it around here. Do not make it smaller. Like, don't make it thin. Make sure it's all around thick. Perfect. Now that I've finished that part, we're actually gonna go and start off with the lashes. My favorite part ever, because you pop them on and you forget about it, which is amazing. I love it so much. So, I don't recommend using any other one except for Duo for the lashes that I'm gonna use today. The lashes I use are pretty crazy, and I'm gonna actually grab them. I thought I brought them around here, but I guess not. So, I'm gonna grab my lashes. Super cool, love it. And I'm gonna begin. So of course, if they're dirty and grimy, which mine are, make sure that you're gonna, clean them a little bit, just a little, just like a, anyways. Now that I've got some grimy lashes, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And you are gonna lots of people have issues with lashes, and I'm gonna teach you how to do it in like 5 seconds. So make sure to put on quite a bit of glue. If you're trying to have these on all day, make sure you're gonna put on lots of glue, honey. And unfortunately for me, because I'm too fake to figure it out, I don't cut my lashes. It's good to cut your lashes. It helps with, it being comfortable, but I like to keep them big because I like massive eyes. So don't ever do this to a client's lashes, but I blow on them, of course. And as soon as you recognize, because this is a blue, it will actually turn a little bit, it will turn white. And then once it turns white, then you know that it's tacky. I know a lot of people have an issue with putting on lashes, so this is a little bit of a tricky thing for some people. So just make sure you just wave it around. Don't blow it. If it's a client's, of course, never do that. And just kind of wait a little. I can see that it's kind of starting to turn a little bit blue. I don't know if you can tell, but it's turning a little bit blue, which is great. I love that. That's what you want. And you can always poke it. You can always poke it. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to bite you if you poke it. And then it might be a little too wet, but it's okay. As long as you know how to use it properly. Yeah, they were a little too wet. But as you see, that's how you place them. Place them right on just like that. Just pop them on. But make sure that they're not as wet as what I just did. Make sure that they're put down properly, especially the edges, because the edges are what really messes up a lot of people. Just make sure to really pat down those edges. The side's okay, but when you get into the inner corner, some people can't have lashes like that because it's hard for them to keep it in their inner corner. So make sure that that's one of the first things that can dry properly. The rest of it's fine. Like if for some reason it doesn't work up top, what's it gonna do? It's not gonna fall off. But this part will definitely fall off if you don't do it properly. Now, some people use curlers to do this, but I use my fingers and just kind of get in there and just kind of not pull them, but kind of squish them together with your normal lashes, with your natural ones, just so it looks more realistic. And there you go. There's your one lash. Super great. I love them so much. So some people have issues wearing them, and that's totally understandable. You can easily use something like individual lashes. Individual lashes are a lot better for people that can't seem to keep their lashes on all day. So individual ones, you know, you put them on, it's whatever, and they're usually single usage. So you may have to buy them every little while, like more often than you would of strip lashes. So you've got that lash all there. She's all done. You know, she's looking good. You know, it's looking pretty good. Yeah. So go to the next one. Now I'm just going to pull off some of the glue on that. And I'm going to start. So I always load the sides of them because that's what's going to help a lot. If you load the sides of them with glue, perfect. It kind of gives it like a more of longevity. If you load the sides of it when you do your gluing, then you'll get some glue on the side of it. You know what I mean? And then it'll be easier for you to put on the lashes. Lots of people, when I still worked at a beauty boutique, there was a woman that actually came in. She was looking for lashes, you know, and she's like, "Oh, it's my first time doing them." And I told her, because I know that a lot of girls stop wearing lashes because they can't do this. And I said to her, you know, I just want to tell you this though. If you're gonna buy those lashes, I need confirmation from you that you know how to use it properly. She said, "Well, no, not really. They always come off." And I said, "Well, what are you doing?" I said to her something like, you know, "I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're going to be doing lashes, then you need to be sure that your glue is tacky, because a lot of girls don't wait, or men, they don't wait for it to be tacky, and it's wet and then it's uncomfortable and you can't put it on. It slips, right?" So, and then she said to me, she's like, "What? Really? I thought that you had to I thought it had to be like fresh glue." I'm like, "Oh, dear God, no. No, 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 no." Anyways, speaking of fresh glue, this is pretty tacky now. So we're gonna drop it right where you want it, pull it back a bit, and stick it where you want. Wonderful. This one's working quite well. She's a little bit different, but you know, we're not gonna worry about that too much. You know, that happens. And we're gonna make sure, because I can feel that side of it, and it's like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, she wants to pop up a bit, but we don't want her to pop up. We want her to stay in her place, you know? Wonderful. Now, because it's still a little bit wet, just gonna leave it. Make sure that I like to kind of just like hold the side of it, just so you know that that side is secure. Because if you're able to pull up on it and it comes off, then it's obviously not going to be working out for you. So now that I have that part done, you know, we've got those big lashes on, and then just make sure you're gonna do your weird crimping. So you're gonna grab your real lashes and your fake lashes, and you're gonna unite them together, you know. There we go. Wonderful. So as you can see, this is the new look. Super cute, super massive lashes, super massive, you know, different wings. You know, she's different. You know, thank you so much for watching. I absolutely love this palette. in conclusion, I absolutely love this palette. I actually, as soon as it came out, as soon as it dropped on the Sephora website, I was like, oh my God, I have to go and grab it. So like I went there the first day that it was coming out and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I need it. You know, it's like my obsession. It's super pretty. I'm gonna just go through a few of the colors, go through, you know, the whole makeup again, and then we'll be off doing our thing. So what I used for my eyes, as you remember, I used Play for my eyes. I used it for the wash. Secondly, I used Tickle, and that was for my transition color. And then we used Spanked, and that was like a second transition color. Sorry, no, it's not. It's it was our crease color. And then we went down to Daydream, and god damn, it's Daydream. And that was on the lid. So I just want to kind of go through the palette a little bit. Just kind of wanted to introduce you to the colors, wanted to show you, you know, what you're missing if you don't have the palette. If you love pinks, this is the way to go. Pink is my favorite color. Even if you don't like pinks, look at the beauty of this palette. It's so, the color, the actual palette that it comes in, you know, it's so girly. It's so cute. It's so chic. It's so, you know, it's right there. And it's in your face and it's like, oh my God, it's so cute. So I love these so much. And what's incredible about this, like I said before, the concealer part of this thing right here, it's just a concealer. It's a concealer for your eyeshadow. Isn't that incredible? I find that so amazing. And that's just to put your eyeshadow on, right? Remember that. So we're just gonna go up like this. So, and then we have lace. Lace is like a really nice kind of lavender color. It's really pretty. My apologies for my dirty hands. I was airbrushing earlier. It's a really pretty color. I like it. It's kind of cute. It's kind of like a nice like baby, almost like, you know, how you have baby pink, then you got like baby purple. You know what I mean? Then you've got Bare, super light color, super light. You could probably use it as a wash for anything or a highlight. Then there's Secret. It's kind of like it's got kind of a rose look to it in a way. It's brown, but it's got a rosy look to it. Got Daydream, beautiful. I cannot stop staring at this one. Then you've got Crave. It's kind of a goldy one. It's not, it comes off goldy, but almost like a bronzy pinky gold. It's like, you can't even really tell what it is. Then you've got Tease, your darker purple. You Tickle, you know, you're not berry at all. It's more of like a pinkish, like a neutral pink, really, a neutral pink. Then you've got Play. You've got it's like an orangey kind of yellow warm tone. You've got Raw. It's like, it looks like raw chocolate. It really does. Then you've got Excite. Now, about these ones, I wanted to just explain something. Lots of people think that they're the same as this one. This is an eyeshadow. These ones are not eyeshadows. These are actually just sparkles. So people have to be a little bit more careful with that. Some people get disappointed, but that's what they are. They're full on sparkles. Now, then you've got Fantasy right here. My God, it's also a fantasy. You got Charmed. My God, I can't with these. You got Charmed, you know, this is more of like, this is like a reddish almost color. It's really cool. You can't really tell, but it's like a reddish sparkle to it. It's incredible. And then you've got Infatuated. That's also a sparkle. Remember that. You've got Love Bite, probably like the darkest plum. It's like a plum color. Beautiful. You've got Teddy. Literally looks like a teddy bear. So cute. You have got Kinky. Kinky's like a very almost like satiny feel. It's like a red. It's a red. It's a dark red, but like almost taking away a little bit of that red. Then you've got Spanked. Of course, you've got Spanked. And that's also more of like a purpley red. Love it. So beautiful. And thank you so much for watching this video. Just want to show you a little bit of the close-up of what happened here. Super cute. It's wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to, you know, comment, like, subscribe. I also have a Instagram account that I have not given out yet, and I don't know why I haven't. My Instagram account is master_Livy, and you'll see a lot of my makeup on there. You'll see some like personal things. You see whatever. It's whatever you want to look at, you know. And like I said before, comment, like, subscribe, enjoy your day. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you really considered buying this palette because I'm obsessed with it. Bye!